Hey, welcome back. Today I created this fun pink eyeshadow makeup. It's like Valentine's Day themed since Valentine's Day is coming up. And if you'd like to see how I created this look, then keep on watching. I've already washed and moisturized my face. I'm going to be adding a primer. It is a bareMinerals product. It's just a hydrating poreless primer. I will be using a liquid foundation today. It's also a bareMinerals product and it's in the shade Feisty. I usually like to use powder foundations, but since I don't really have a lot of liquid foundation tutorials or using liquid foundations in my tutorials, I thought today would be a good day to go ahead and do a look with liquid foundation. Go ahead and apply this to my face. And with this formula, I find it a little easier to just go ahead and apply it with my fingers. It just kind of goes into the skin more like a lotion almost. Just, I feel it gets a little better application this way, and plus the product tends to like soak into my brush or my beauty blender. Now that I've got my foundation all blended in, I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit of concealer to the areas where I want a little extra coverage. And today I'll be using some bareMinerals Bareskin Concealer, and it's in the shade Light. Just gonna add this to a couple of spots and areas of the face where I like a little extra coverage. It's usually kind of around the nose, a little bit in the middle of my forehead, and then any other little blemishes that have popped up. Thankfully my skin's been doing pretty good lately, so not feeling like I need a whole lot of coverage, extra coverage today. I'm going to go ahead and blend this in. And to blend in my concealer, I just used a Real Techniques slightly damp beauty blender. And it just works really well to blend out the concealer, and it's a quick way to do it as well. And does a really good job of maximizing your coverage where you need it. And then for my eyes, I'm going to use a eye primer. It's from bareMinerals, and I'm going to go ahead and apply that with my Deluxe crease brush. Just kind of get my eyes nice and primed for my eyeshadow today. Then I'm going to set that primer with a translucent powder. It's a finishing powder, and you know what I would recommend is adding this to your collection if you do not have it, and it can be really your favorite brand, just any sort of finishing or setting powder that's like translucent. It's a game changer when you just want to set your face, and it just gives a really nice finish if you have any shiny areas, or if you want to set your concealer, eye primers. Getting a nice setting or finishing powder is something that's really great to add to your collection. This one is from bareMinerals, and I really like it because it has an SPF in it, so it's nice to have one. This is a natural SPF that comes with a lot of mineral products, and this one is translucent, so it's just really great. And then with my setting brush, I'm just going to go ahead and set this primer. And for bronzer today, I'm going to be using one of my new products. It's a Sculpting bronzer from Physicians Formula. It's like a cream stick product, and what I typically do is I warm it up on the back of my hand, and that just warms the product up, and then I just add the amount that I want. And you could also just use like your fingertips and apply it that way as well. And I will be using a stippling brush from Real Techniques. This really applies this product really well. A cream product is like perfect for this brush. It just applies it like with this airbrush finish, and I've really been enjoying the way this brush works with these products. I'm just going to apply some here to my forehead, and the sides of my temples here to just help blend that in and get like a nice sun-kissed look here, just kind of hitting the high points of the face with this bronzer. Now I typically use a lot of powders, and so getting these stick, you know, cream products is actually like a new formula for me, but I'm really liking how it just gives this nice, more dewy finish. And then with a little bit of the product that's left on my brush, I'm just going to run a little bit on my jawline here on either side. And then just making sure to blend down the neck. I don't have any harsh lines. So I'm going to take a little bit of my bronzer on a smaller brush here and run that down the sides of my nose. Just gives like a subtle contour. And then taking another Physicians Formula, the same like type of product, but it is a dewy highlighter. And also, again, I'm going to be warming that up on the back of my hand there, and going to apply some of the highlighter. This is like a more kind of peachy, like almost like blushy tone. As you can see, it's like pretty pink for a highlighter. This is the one that was available to me when I got it. They do have a lighter one that I probably would have got had I had that option. But I really like this one because I put it just kind of here over the top, kind of like where you apply, basically like serves as like a blush highlighter, and it really complements this bronzer, I feel, really well. And most days I just wear these two products. I don't even add a blush. I think today, just because I want a little bit more pinky tones, or a little bit more pink on my cheeks, I'll be adding some blush and possibly my eyeshadow, because I like adding the eyeshadow to my cheeks, which serves like as a blush and helps like tie in your eyeshadow and your cheeks, or like versus, you know, a technical like blush, but it works, you know, just as well. But it's a really nice way to get your products to complement each other and match. And just taking my brush with just like the remainder of the product, just running a little bit here on my chin. I just take a little bit down my nose, and then just a tiny bit here on my forehead, which kind of helps just highlight a little bit and then give a little bit better blend with my bronzer on my forehead here. And then on my setting brush, I'm just going to take a little bit of my translucent powder and set a couple areas here where I want a little less shine, but not going to be applying the setting powder all over my face, just on, you know, designated areas where I just want a little less shine. Now moving on to the eyes, I am going to start out with this shade here in Soft Barley Brown. I go ahead and use that as a transition shade. Go ahead and start applying that with a fluffy crease brush right here into my crease. And this is one of my favorite shades to use because it's just a really, it's like a matte light brown, and it just serves really well as a neutral shade when it comes to starting your eyeshadow colors. And the two pink shades I will be using today are going to be this shade here in Zanzibar, and then I've got this shade up top. It's a little lighter pink that is called Apple Blossom. And I'm going to go ahead and start out with the Zanzibar shade on my Essential Crease Brush. And I'm going to start working that into my crease here. And with these shades, you know, this can be a pretty, you know, similar shade that you have in your collection that you can use. It doesn't have to be the exact, you know, eyeshadows that I'm using. It's pretty easy to get similar shades, whether, you know, you go out and purchase them, or it might surprise you that you have some that are close in your own collection already that you can use. And then with that same shade, I'm going to take my shading brush and I'm going to pack a little bit of that into my outer corners here, just to give it a little bit more pigment. And it's a little easier to apply with my shading brush. Helps pack that on. And I'm also going to take some of that and run it underneath my lower lash line as well. And then making sure to connect the colors here at the corner of my eye so that they blend together. I'm now going to go in with my base shadow brush, and with this Apple Blossom shade here, I'm going to apply that all over my lid. These pink colors I think are so pretty together, and I know a lot of you think that pink isn't a color for everyone, and of course that's up to the individual, but I think you'd be surprised if you tried out just different shades and you might end up liking it. Like, I have blue eyes and I wear pink often, and pink's one of my favorite colors too, and it ends up being some of my favorite looks when I use my pink eyeshadows. And with my crease brush again, I'm just going to go ahead and not add in any more product, but I'm just helping blend at the crease here with my brush. And then it just kind of adds a little bit more of that darker pink just subtly over my crease. Just help blend those colors in a bit. And then with my fluffy crease brush, and again with my soft barley brown, I'm going to run a little bit of that shade underneath my eye here to help blend that pink shade underneath my eye a little bit, kind of soften it. Also helping soften the outer edges of my eyeshadow here, the corner of my eye as well. Just helps blend that. Then I'm going to take my shading brush again, and I'm going to use, this is a new thing I got. It's actually called a quick switch, what is that? It's called a color cleaner, and it's for a quick wash when you're switching up your eyeshadow colors so that you get a clean brush. And it just takes, like, it's hard to see on the camera, but it takes that product right off, and then I can use a cleaned off brush without going through all of the time and trouble it takes to actually completely wash it. So I'm going to take that shading brush, and in this color here it is Merlot, which I think is such a cool name for a color for like a Valentine's Day themed look. However, you can wear this shadow, I feel, just, you know, going out, you know, regardless of it being Valentine's Day, and then even just whenever you like. But I'm going to go ahead and take that Merlot color And I'm just going to pack that onto the outer corners of my eye here, just to add a little bit of definition out here. As you can see, that Merlot shade just kind of deepened up the outer corners of my eye there, so it just adds some more definition to this look. I'm also taking a little bit of that Merlot shade on my lower lash line, just again here, just at the corner, not taking it very far over. Just basically concentrating on the corner to just connect that darker shade on my lower lash line to match up with my upper. And I'm just going to pick up a little bit of that Zanzibar color on my crease brush and just add a little bit here to just help blend. It's like an in-between color for the apple blossom that I put all over my eyelid, and then the Merlot on the outer corner there. Just helps blend these colors. So we're all about blending with these shades. Now I'm going to highlight my inner corners with like a detailer brush. And I'm going to use the shade Starluster here. Just going to highlight my inner corner. I'm also going to highlight my brow bone as well, that same Starluster shade. I'm now going to run some eyeliner in my waterline and then a little across my top lash line. And I'll be using a bareMinerals Lasting Line Long Wearing Eyeliner in the shade Absolute Black. I'm going to go ahead and pop some of this in my waterline. And also adding some to my upper lash line as well. Now that I've got my eyeliner on, I'm going to go ahead and apply some mascara. It is some Nourishing mascara by Burt's Bees. It's another new product of mine, and it is in the shade Classic Black. Go ahead and apply some of this. I'm going to go ahead and add some of my Bareskin Concealer underneath my eyes here, just to help clean things up a bit. I'm just going to use my finger to blend that out. And then just taking my finger as I'm blending out here toward the outer corner of my eye and just sliding it up a bit to help sharpen that edge of my eyeshadow there. Just cleaning it up, and a nice crisp edge there. And then I'm just going to set my concealer with some of my translucent powder and on a setting brush. And then moving on to the brows, I'll be using an e.l.f. Duo brush to brush my brows up. And I'll be applying some bareMinerals Brow Pomade in the shade Dark Brown. I'll be using the angle brush side of my Duo brush to apply this. And then to set my brows, I'm going to go ahead and use a Physicians Formula Organic Wear Clear Brow Gel. Now that my brows are done, I'm going to add a little bit of highlighter and blush. Even though technically they are eyeshadows, they are very versatile products, and I'm going to go ahead and use some of my Apple Blossom shade here that I used on my eyes. I'm going to apply some of that to my cheeks. Just taking that on the apples of my cheeks, concentrating it there, and then just running it alongside my cheek there. And And I would take some of my Starluster shade and highlight the very tops of my cheekbones here. Taking just a small amount of that Starluster shade, just a little here on my forehead, a little bit on my chin, the center of my nose here, and again that Starluster shade, tip of my nose here, and a little bit on my Cupid's bow. Moving on to the lips, I'm going to start out with a lip liner. It is in the shade Borderline from bareMinerals. And I'm taking this lip liner and I'm filling in my entire lip. It just serves as a nice base for all my other lip products. And then over the top of that, I'm going to take a Burt's Bees lip crayon in the shade Niagara Overlook and just kind of go over my lip liner here. It's a nice pinky matte shade. And then sticking with our pink theme, I'm going to go ahead and add just a little bit of hot pink lip gloss. Just a little bit over the top here. Just concentrating mainly on just the center here of my lips, top and bottom. This is what I've got so far. I really like how it's turned out. I do want to add some lashes. I usually just wear my mascara, but I thought for this look, it is it's more, you know, event makeup. Here's the finished look. I went ahead and added some false lashes today. They are Salon Perfect lashes in number 53. They're just like their natural style lashes. They're really comfortable and easy to wear. They're a nice fit too. Like for my eyes, I don't even have to trim them, so that's a plus. And yeah, this is the look. I really like how it turned out. It's got those pink colors that give you that Valentine's Day feel. And like I said, also just if you want to wear pink eyeshadow, this is the look for you. And I like it a lot for my eyes. The black eyeliner helps a lot with just accentuating the eyes, giving you a little darker, more depth, and then just so that the pink isn't like overpowering. So I really do like that for this look. I hope you all enjoyed watching. I really had a good time creating this look, and please don't forget to like and subscribe. Until next time, take care. Bye.